smoky ribs. Today I'm going to be doing some more Super Bowl party food. This recipe actually comes from a Facebook friend of mine, Wade Harper, over there at CajunCookingRecipes.com. They got another website. I'm going to post links to both of these websites below this video, but it's Cajun Vittles. And they have a tremendous amount of Cajun cuisine as well as food from all over the world, so check them out. Okay, he calls these crawfish pistolets, but the way that you do this, it kind of reminds me of the potato bomb. So I'm going to rename it for this video purpose only. I'm going to call them Cajun bombs. So stay tuned and see what happens. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these are little French rolls, steak rolls. I could not find the pistolets at Walmart. I don't know if it's because they make a lot of their own stuff now or whatever, but I went ahead and bought these. It's basically the same thing. And all you want to do is take an apple core. I don't have an apple core. This is actually some pieces that go to one of the onion blooming kits from years back. But I think this will do just fine. As you can see here, you're basically just boring a hole all the way through, but not the backside, just the front. And then you're going to take and save the little end there. Once you stuff this, we're going to place that back in there and affix a toothpick to hold it in. Alright, so I'm basically going to go ahead and get the rest of these done, and we'll be back. Okay, I've got all of these cored out. As you can see, I put the plugs and the rolls back into the bag so they won't dry out, get stale before we get the stuffing ready. We'll be back. Okay, here's the ingredients you're going to need if you make this. You're going to need 4 ounces of butter, plus you're going to need some extra butter to put on the rolls as you're heating them. Calls for 8 ounces of Velveeta cheese. I'm using the jalapeno Velveeta. It calls for 4 ounces of pepper jack cheese. That's 8. I'll be using 4 ounces of that. 1/2 of bell pepper. You're going to chop that very fine. We're going to use 1 bunch of these green onions here. We're going to chop them very fine. 1 onion, chopped very fine. This is crawfish meat, crawfish tails. Now I realize a lot of my viewers are not able to get crawfish tails pre-packaged like this. Well, I did a little searching online, and you can have these shipped to you overnight through some companies right here on the Gulf Coast over here in Louisiana. I'll post a link to one of the sites. You can probably find more. And don't let the price fool you. I think the price for 1 pound of this was like $20.95, the online price, and it's 1 pound of meat. Well, around here we can go to places that boil crawfish, and you can buy them in bags, you know, with the shell and the head on. And a 10-pound bag of crawfish will render only 1 pound of meat. And a 10-pound bag is somewhere around, you know, depending on the price, the time of year and all, but you're going to spend $24 to $26 for a 10-pound bag of fresh cooked crawfish. And like I said, by the time you take the heads off, peel them and all that, you end up with around 1 pound of meat. So really the price isn't too bad considering, and of course there will be some shipping involved. But you could also use shrimp as an alternative to this, but crawfish and shrimp do not have the same flavor. I love crawfish, I love shrimp, but really your choice, however you want to do it. Okay. Alright, we're going to start this by adding the 4 tablespoons of butter into the pan as I have here. And we're going to saute our green onions, onion, and bell pepper. I end up using 1/2 of the onion along with the green onion. It just seemed like that would be enough. I didn't go with the whole onion here. But one thing I'm going to do that isn't in the recipe is I'm going to lightly season these. I'm sure the cheese already has salts in it, so we're not going to go real heavy with this. Just a light dusting. And I'm using the Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. Alright, now Alright, now what you want to do is go ahead and throw in the onions. Green onion, white onion, or actually that's a yellow onion I think. Bell pepper. Now we're going to open up the crawfish tails, throw them in the mix. Okay, all we're going to do now is let that simmer for, let me find a spoon, we're going to let that simmer for around 15 minutes in this butter. We'll be back. Okay, we've been going right at 15 minutes here. So all you do now is take the cheeses and melt these in. That's the pepper jack. Here's the Velveeta. I'll turn my heat down just a little bit more. You really want this on a low fire with this cheese. Just let this melt. We'll stir it all in once it begins to melt. Alright, this is looking pretty good. It's a little bit thinner than what I want, not much, just a little bit. So I'm going to adjust this by grating some more of this pepper jack cheese in. Alright, let's try that right there. Oh yeah, just what it needed. Okay, it's time to stuff these. Just simply take your mixture, drop it down in the hole. I tell you what, the Super Bowl is going to be played in New Orleans at the Superdome this year, and I can't think of a better appetizer for a Super Bowl party than some Cajun fare. This is just going to be great. Once I get all these stuffed, we're going to take them out on the grill. I'm not going to add any smoke to the grill. I just want that grilled flavor just from the charcoals on the surface of this bread, and I think that's going to kick it up a few notches for sure. Oh yeah. A little bit more. I'm going to finish this one, and then I'm going to turn the video off and finish the rest. Then we'll see you at the grill then. But all you do now is just take one of the plugs that you cut out. Take you a toothpick, just dropped one, and you want to slide the toothpick all the way through just like that to hold that plug in. Just remember to remove it before you eat it. Alright. Yep, just like that. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, I've got a little bit of butter here that I'm melting to brush on top of these Cajun bombs. Something I used to do was grill Cuban bread, and I would always brush on olive oil, and I would use the Emerald's essence to sprinkle on top. So what I'm going to do here is just put a little bit of this spice into the butter. Goes really good with grilled bread, or to kick it up a notch, as Emerald would say. Alright. We're just going to brush the tops of these. Get them outside and put them on the grill. Okay, they're done. I had them on the grill for around 15 minutes. It was somewhere around 300 degrees. We're going to cut into one of these and see what the inside looks like. Oh, it's got a nice crunch on the outside. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yes. Time to eat. People, this is a jacked up Super Bowl food if I ever had one. Gotta try this. I want to thank Wade Harper for posting this on his Facebook and his websites. This is absolutely great. The little French rolls here, it's got a nice crispy texture on the outside. The butter and the emeralds really kicked it up for sure. And that cheesy, gooey goodness on the inside. Oh man, you talk about good. There you go. Cajun bombs, aka crawfish pistolets. Even thought about calling it Cajun fondue. Good stuff. Give it a try. Till next time, smoke your ribs.